here with Gadget University, and I'm here with a review of the Samsung Galaxy Note. It is on AT&T. It is 4G LTE capable, and AT&T right now is the only carrier in the US to offer it. Hopefully it does come to other carriers like T-Mobile, Sprint, and Verizon later on this year. It's also available overseas, so if you guys are watching this from a different part of the world, there is an unlocked version available from Samsung. Now, if you're wondering why the screen looks like that, I do have a InvisiShield on here. This is a review device. It was sent to me from Samsung, so thank you to Samsung for sending this out. I can honestly say that this phone or phablet or tablet, however you want to say it, has been a very interesting device to use. The size of it is off the bat makes devices like the Galaxy Nexus look small. You see the size of the actual phone and device itself is larger than the Galaxy Nexus. The Galaxy Nexus has a 4.65-inch display. The Galaxy Note has a 5.3-inch display. Resolution is 800 by 1280, and it is a Super AMOLED display, the same that is found in the Galaxy Nexus. The PPI, or pixels per inch, is 285, so it's pretty dense. Text and everything looks really good. Everything looks very smooth. Transitions and everything work very well as well. Now, when it comes to a device of this size, a lot of people are wondering, what's the use for it? Why would you want a phone this big? It's really a tablet with phone capability. Really, to be honest with you, I found a great use for this really to take notes. It sounds cliche and it sounds like it's not really a practical way of using a device this small or this big. Some people say this is too small to be a tablet or too big to be a phone. It's a nice size. The reason why I say this is a nice size is because it is so thin. You look right here, you have your power button, and the thickness of the phone is so small. It's probably about, I would say, about 10 millimeters thick. The battery in the back is huge. So you're going to get great battery life when using it. You're not going to have to worry about having to charge it all day. The battery in the back, I believe, is about 2,500 milliamps. So you're going to get about a full day's of use out of this, even in 4G LTE. On the back right here, you have your speaker grill. If you pull this off right here, you have the back where you can enter your micro SD card slot, as well as the SIM card slot for the phone, and your 8-megapixel camera with your LED flashes on the back that takes 1080p video. You also have your slot right here for the S Pen, which is basically a stylus in a sense, but it is a special stylus. It only works with this phone or Samsung devices like the Galaxy Note 10.1, which also will be out hopefully soon. It's not a capacitive stylus, so you can't use it on other devices. You can use capacitive stylus on this as well, though, if you ask that question. As a front-facing camera up here, as you can see, I have the InvisiShield here, so it's kind of covering it up a little bit, but it's right there on top. I put an InvisiShield on here because the screen is so large, it's very easy to scratch. I did not want to get this scratched because it is a review unit. I cannot recommend this device highly for anybody who is caught in between. I want a phone, but I don't want a tablet. It's kind of a real niche if you really want to look at a device like this. One of the best experience on this phone is things like YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, listening to music, reading comics. I'm going to go through and show you that really quick. Things like reading comics are just beautiful. Things move smooth. Transitions are really nice. The text and everything is very clear. I love reading comics on this. You also have the ability to change launchers if you wanted to from the Android market. So if you're not a fan of TouchWiz, you can actually do a ice cream sandwich launcher. If you see the bottom right here, it's different. I have it exactly the same pretty much. It's just the launcher is different. So things are much nicer when you can customize your phone. So if you're interested in that, that's also a good feature as well. And that's just an Android feature in general. It's not just this phone. Games like Uniwar, you can see the entire map. Netflix shows very good. The pixelation is kind of bad in the beginning, which it does on every phone. But because the screen is so large, it actually looks much worse. But it clears up after about a minute into the video. Things look really good. the high def and everything comes through really good. Now this does have Android 2.3.5, I believe. It's gingerbread. They are expecting to release a Android 4.0 update later on this year, I believe in Q2, which is in a couple weeks. After going through the device for about a week and a half, I've had this, for about a week and a half. I really like it. The battery life on here is great. The size of the screen is great. When you're pulling up the web browser and you're going through apps and web pages and things like that, it's crazy how fast things are. Let me pull up the full page of The Verge. My Wi-Fi is running slow for some reason today. There we go. All right, so it's not even finished loading, but I can still go scroll through the page and everything runs really smooth. Pinch to zoom is very responsive. 1:1. There we go. I'm slipping here. That's not the phone. I'm slipping. There we go. All right, well, as you can see, things work really good. Let me show you a quick speed test of how fast. I don't have 4G in my city, but you're going to be shocked at how fast speed test is. So I'm going to speed test here. We'll pull this up. Let's go ahead and do a test here. AT&T's 4G network, even though it's not true 4G, I can honestly say, guys, it is as much faster than other people's 3G. It is much better than 3G. As you can tell, I'm getting about 9 megs down almost 1.1 megs up. That, in my city, that is on par with T-Mobile's 4G, which is FAUXG. I'm not saying 4 like faux, but it's fake 4G, AT&T and T-Mobile. It's not really comparable to the 4G LTE network that is in Atlanta or the 4G LTE network of Verizon that gets probably double this on an average day. But it's still very quick, and in comparison to other 3G networks, like I said, it is much better. This phone is loaded, and I mean loaded, with bloatware. Not only do you have several Samsung specific apps, you have a lot of AT&T apps on here. My AT&T, Quick Light, Polaris Office, messages from AT&T, AT&T Ready to Go. There's a lot of cool features built into the phone that add some functions that are added by these apps that are added. So it's a give or take. For example, the AT&T Ready to Go app actually allows you to plug your phone up. It actually allows you to go to a website and enter this PIN. You can actually fill out the information there. What will happen is it'll then set up all the content from the website onto your phone. So you would go to that website, type in that PIN, set up your Gmail account, set up your contacts, set up ringtones, set up your everything, favorites on your browser, all that stuff. Hit pair, and then it'll pair everything up from the cloud, the AT&T cloud, back to the phone, and your phone will be set up as such. So I can see a lot of people using that in the store, a lot of sales associates when they set up customers' phones and things like that. Another thing here is, of course, the infamous S Pen. When you're using the S Pen, you have a lot of options as far as navigating through the screen and selecting stuff. But you can also use it to take notes. I learned something the other day through a comment. That person's probably going to have to speak up on this video. But one of my biggest complaints about the S Pen was that if you're signing and then you put your hand down, you kind of sign too. But if you put the pen down and then put your hand down, you can sign just fine. So writing on it is very easy. Things are very fluent. You can change the pen style here. You can change the background to different types of backgrounds. There's a lot of options when you're going through this app right here. This gets much better in the Android 4.0 update that comes out later on this year. Other than that, guys, it's a pretty standard phone as far as Android goes. The Galaxy Note does add extra functionality with the S Pen. You can navigate through the menus using this and things like that. But for the most part, great phone. Definitely gets 2 thumbs up from me. If you're looking for a large screen phone that you can get a lot done on, this phone is very, very productive. If you guys have any questions, let me know. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do. I will see you on my next video. Peace.